The more that we're focusing on the past or the future, the less we are living in the present. Do you know the percentage of your conversations that exist in the past, present, and future? This is what it means to look at the time perspective in conversations. I work with a lot of leaders and how they show up in conversations. And a lot of these conversations actually happen in real time and not just through the recorded transcripts that I dissect with them. One interesting data that I look at in conversations is around past, present, and future contents. Even if it's in a casual conversation, that's the best time it shows up, is because you're not aware of how you show up. You're not trying to show up a certain way, you just are. There are 4 time perspectives available: the past, the present, the now, and the future. Part of my role as a coach for leaders is to help them understand what data is useful in the present, because that's where we're living and that's where decisions are made, in the now moment. Let me explain. The past sounds like, here's what happened. So-and-so said this, so-and-so did that. I felt this. These verbs are presented in past tense. That's how you know the conversation's being presented in the past. The challenge with past content is that it's not very useful in the present because it's already happened. It's happened in the past. There's nothing we can do to change the outcomes or that situation. The past is only useful when it's used in present context, which means how are we using the past content to support us in the present? This looks like, what am I learning now? What am I learning about myself through that moment? The second time perspective I'm going to talk about is the future. And I know we're all trained to do risk mitigation, business continuity plans, project planning because of the future. But I do want to point out that there is an infinite number of possibilities in the future. This means every what if scenario is possible. The real question though is, what amount of energy or resources do I want to be spending on infinite possibilities? Future content sounds like, well, what if this and what if that? Or what should I do if? This is what future content sounds like. The challenge with future content is that it's also not useful in the present when we go into the infinite what if scenarios. For example, I want a promotion, but what if I'm not good enough? What if there's a better candidate? What if I don't make it into the talent planning process this year? What keeps these what ifs alive and present in our minds are limiting beliefs. So to challenge this, we can ask, what makes this statement true? What data validates this? And with that, you develop a level of self-awareness around your current and present beliefs, values, perspectives, and behaviors so that you can make informed choices now. This is actually the only time that matters, now, which exists in the present. So the past and the future content are only useful when we can bring them into the now moment, into the present, and create something with them right now. This is why I ask, do you know within a conversation that you're having, what percentage of the content is in the past versus in the future versus in the present? The more that we're focusing on the past or the future, the less we are living in the present. And it's not to say you can't talk about the past or the future. Those are useful in small amounts if you're able to tie back what it means for you right now. And this is where it becomes a mindset shift. Being aware of how you allocate your own resources from a time perspective. And it is so beautiful and wonderful when I work with leaders who actually see that they're able to pull past and future thinking and content into the present. And the whole point is to trigger this in yourself, to be aware of how you're speaking and showing up in conversation so that you can make that switch to create meaningful and informed moments right now so that you can live your life in the present. Because how you live in the present is actually the foundation and what dictates how you live in the future. Send me your transcripts. Happy to have a conversation for you to explore how you're having your own conversations and how you're showing up in conversations. And this is what it means to work with data, the data of your own conversations. The real-time ones are the most fun. That's where leaders actually get the most benefit because it's happening in real time and I'm showing them how they're showing up. Happy conversations, and I'll see you next time.